Welcome to the strategy room at BizVerse. We had committed to exploring the social impact of businesses, that is, giving back to the society. And that is exactly our focus today. Joining us today is an esteemed panel from the Rotary Club of Surrey to discuss their role in the community and its impact. This episode will highlight Rotary's transformative work, their key projects, and how collaborations and leadership drive the sustainable change. Before we dive in, let's introduce the speakers and share a bit about their incredible journeys. Dr. Praveen Goyal is a dedicated leader, passionate about community service and professional excellence. He is currently serving as the president of Rotary Club of Surrey and the vice chair of the board at Progressive Intercultural Community Centre, PICS. He is also actively involved in building a Radha Krishna temple at Hamilton in Ontario. Professionally, Dr. Goyal is the Chief Project Officer at Fraser Health, leading the strategic initiative to improve long-term care services. He also shares his expertise as an adjunct faculty at the University of British Columbia's Sauder Business School and specializing in project management and operations. Next is Danielo Teodoro. He brings over 20 years of software experience across Brazil, the Netherlands, and Canada. Currently, he applies his expertise in data systems at Shopify. Beyond work, he is a coffee buff. He enjoys exploring different types of blends and brewing methods, as well as spending quality time with his daughter. As a Rotary member, Danielo combines his passion for community service and global culture through cultural dinners and fundraisers, celebrating the diverse cuisines while supporting meaningful causes. Next is Diana. Diana Sears has been actively a member of Rotary since 2009, serving as the secretary, twice as the president, and a membership chair for several years. She's deeply involved in Rotary's youth leadership campaign, the Yale Project, and the 2026 District Conference. Always ready to help, she is available to us whenever we need her. Professionally, Diana has worked in the Forestry Customer Service Department, implementing computer softwares before transitioning into a career in logistics and finishing her career as a freight forwarder. We welcome you all to the strategy room of BizVerse. Praveen, can you tell us a little bit about Rotary Club?
Thank you, Shivendra. Actually, it's a very appropriate day to talk about Rotary. On this very day, February 23rd, 120 years back, Rotary was born. Started with a very humble beginning in Chicago with one club, and today Rotary has more than 1.4 million members in more than 120 countries. All over the world, Rotary has become a formidable force. However, it has stayed very true to the founding principle that service above self. Every Rotarian in the world is sworn to really work beyond their own self-interest. Now, Rotary has done a lot of good all over the world, including Canada, and we as Canadians are very proud what we do as Rotarians here. There are hundreds of clubs all over Canada. There are thousands of Rotarians who work day in and day out to make the life better. Rotary as an international organization has done significant amount of work in disease control. One of the signature program of Rotary is the polio eradication. In 1970s, Rotary started working on Philippines to vaccinate children, to really take care of the polio epidemic there, and from there it expanded to all over the world. Today, we are very proud to say, however, a little bit humbled by that we still have polio in 2 countries, but imagine what it would have been without the effort of Rotary. Today, we are in the final phases of controlling that, and that is just one example how Rotary has impacted the globally everyone. Rotary has adapted over the years and added new programs. Rotary worked for the World Peace. Rotary organization worked for the mother and child care in many countries. Rotary worked for clean water, and very recently, Rotary has also focused on environment, reflecting the realities of the world. So as an international organization, Rotary has done significant amount of good. However, the magic of Rotary really happened at a local level, where hundreds and thousands of members, as I said, in Canada, US, Europe, Asia, Africa, Australia, every part of the world, really take the strength of this global organization, our work for the betterment of their community. Everything what we do at the local level is focused on what can we do for our community.
That is really inspiring. So, Praveen, can you tell me what inspired you individually to join Rotary?
As I said, Rotary is about caring beyond yourself, service above self. And I have been very fortunate in my life. I've been given the opportunity to get a good education. A lot of people have supported me in terms of where I am in my career. When I reflect back, this is time for me to give back to the community. And when I looked around what organization I can feel proud of, what organization can actually help me to give back to the community, and when I say community, not just the local community, but also internationally, I found that Rotary was the best medium.
Thank you, Praveen. Now I'm moving over to Diana. Diana, can you please share something about your journey in Rotary?
Mine is quite different. I mean, I grew up in a service-oriented family. It was never a day that my mother wasn't feeding somebody or somebody wasn't staying overnight, crashing on a couch or whatever. I grew up that way. It was kind of expected. And I did lots of volunteer programs with my kids through the years, scouts and the like. But it was when I met my current husband, and he was a Rotarian. And he had to take a leave, and he says, you have to join Rotary because I have to have somebody there because I can't be there for 6 months. And so he took me to a meeting, and I liked what I saw. And I was very, very quickly ingrained into the whole Rotary family sort of thing. I was secretary. I've been president. I've been membership chair. I was president again. It's just Rotary is a passion now. It's part of what I do.
That is so nice. That is so inspiring. Okay, Diana, one more question. We heard from Praveen about what Rotary does globally. Can you tell us something about Rotary Surrey, its community impacts?
Rotary Surrey is an interesting organization. It's 54 years old this March.
Wow.
It was created by 7 businessmen who met for 7 months, sponsored by the Rotary Club of Langley, and then they were chartered in March of 1971. Through the years, they have made huge impacts in the community and spawned other clubs. So let's say some of the things they've done is they did great programs with the hospital, in the cancer clinic. They've done programs at the library. They've done extensive humanitarian work in the community, working with community groups. One of the things that happened is, like I said, they spawned other clubs. One of the clubs, when the City of Surrey turned down the Parks Board in 1991, I think in 1990-91, for $100,000 to start doing Hawthorne Park, Rotary stepped up and gave $20,000 to them so they could get going.
Really
if you Google Hawthorne Park, it's Rotary Hawthorne Park, although the sign no longer says that. But it was a proud moment for Rotary to actually have that as a legacy. Other things that have been done is we have a bee garden in Cloverdale. That was started by the Rotary Club of Cloverdale, who is, again, back as part of the Rotary Club of Surrey. And that they did many things with that. They did courses for people learning about bees and seminars and all sorts of things. And that honey is taken and then they sell it and the proceeds go to the food bank. We also every year apply for a community donations grant from gaming. And that's to help all of the small organizations out there that can't get funding themselves, like Rec for Kids, Serpentine Enhancement, the hatchery. We give scholarships out from that money. We do a baby hamper program from that money. We do lots of small programs, learning disabilities funding for children to do children that need extra help. There's a lot of need in the community, and wherever we can, we try to help with that. The other thing that should be noted with Rotary is that we are very, very big on helping youth and seniors. I am currently on what we call the Youth Adventures and Leadership Committee, and we promote a camp every year for 15 to 17-year-olds in Rotary. It's a district camp. Youth come from all of northern Washington and Canada, southern Canada, our district. And we have 60 youth registered this year for this camp. It's the first year in all the years we've been doing it, which is over 15, 20, that we actually had a waiting list, which is fantastic. The camp is paid for by Rotary clubs, and the youth go there and they spend 2.5 days learning about themselves. Interestingly enough, we take their cell phones away from them when they walk in the door, and they are devastated. They're warned not to bring them, but they still do. So I take them away, and many of them thank me at the end of the weekend because they didn't think they'd survive without it, and they found out they had a good time.
That is really, really nice.
Rotary does youth exchange programs. So we have youth come in and youth go out every year. So that helps engage youth in what's going on in the world. We also have many international projects. We have done numerous containers over the last few years to Ethiopia, Guyana, and different places. We've done them, and the organization we do that with is a Rotary-sponsored organization of many clubs in the Lower Mainland. We have our own personal international project. For years, we did a project with a longtime member of the Indian community, Anup Jubal, who had an organization called Canadian Eyesight Global, and we actually sponsored a van so that he could do cataract surgeries in rural India. And he did that every year for many, many years. He also held eye camps in both Burnaby and Surrey to check the eyes of people who did not take the time to go for eye examinations. I think that Rotary is just very embedded in the community. I don't think people know about us. We're kind of in the background, but we are very much into supporting our community and giving back. A couple programs that our club has taken on over the years are very interesting in the community and I think should be brought to everybody's attention. Everybody's aware about child hunger. I'm not sure everybody is aware of how much there is of it in Surrey, but
I am surprised. You're talking about Canada. You're not talking about Africa.
No, I'm talking about Canada, in particular our own community. We took it upon ourselves several years ago to implement the Starfish Backpack Program, which was started by a Rotary Club in Abbotsford many years ago because they had noticed there was a food shortage. What we do is we work with the school district and we are given schools who then assign youth that need food. And so we have a nutritionist on board and we basically pack a bag of food once a week that goes home to a family. I believe when we initially started, we started with 35 backpacks, but we are now up to 121, which is a very small dent in what is required, but it does make a difference. We, a couple of years ago, had one of the principals of the school come and speak to us at a dinner we had, and he said, you have no idea how much difference this makes to those kids' lives. Because there's lots of food programs in the school for lunch and breakfast, but there's nothing for them on the weekend. And this sends them home. It's supposed to be food for one child for the weekend, but really it's more than that. We send a package of spaghetti and a jar of spaghetti sauce. Not one child's going to eat that. And a box of cereal. And there's always protein. There's always a grain, there's always a breakfast, And then we are fortunate to have a donation from one of the temples of fruit. So every pack goes home with bananas, apples, and oranges, which just makes such a difference. We have another program we do, which is on the other end of the spectrum. And every year we do a seniors Christmas dinner. It was started by the Rotary Club of Surrey Guildford when they first started in about 1990. And they work with the high school. And the North Senior High School has a culinary arts program. And they cook the dinner. And our Interact Club there, which is a Rotary-sponsored club in the school, serves the dinner. All we do as Rotarians is find the seniors. And we try to find seniors who may not have anywhere to go at Christmas, may not have anything to, anywhere or any special time. It's become something the seniors look forward to every year. And we usually get about 100 plus seniors out. So those are two programs I'm very proud of and have worked very hard on over the years.
Thank you, Diana. That is really inspiring to hear. Danielo, can you tell me what is the most satisfying part of being a Rotarian?
Yeah, similar to Diana, we also in the past usually help people a little bit more individually. And then with Rotary, then we could really increase the impact of our help, right? Like, for example, like the shipping container is not something you do at an individual level, right? You need support, you need contacts, where to bring this, where to send, who's going to be there, trust. So everything you really need the support from an organization. That's, I think, what Rotary brings to me, like this help with impact. I think that's one point. Another point for me is it's having this open door, like Rotary's door open for me wherever I go. So I'm Brazilian, lived in the Netherlands, now I'm living in Canada, and wherever I go, I can just have a place with a group that has shared the same sense and that I can count when I go to places. So I think these are the two examples I have.
Very nice. One more quick question, Danielo. How has Rotary been promoting diversity and inclusivity?
Right. I think, in general, Rotary, one of the principles of Rotary is basically diversity, inclusion, equity. So that means no matter your gender or where you come from, or if you're a business owner, or if you work for a company, or if you're retired, it doesn't matter. What matters is that you come together as a group, and then you basically make an impact on your community, or like was said here, basically anywhere in the world. So that's where it helps. And if we focus a little bit more on the club, so Rotary Club of Surrey here, we basically have some examples. The club itself is very diverse. So we have men and women here from India, Brazil, Pakistan, Nepal, the Philippines, many countries in Africa, Asia. So the club itself is an example, but also the initiatives that we help, the Inclusive Employer Awards, which honors local businesses.
Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, definitely. They basically honor businesses, local businesses that hire people with special, basically diverse abilities. So the fact that it can hire people with diverse abilities, it helps the community. Overall, it's a good example of inclusivity. Another example is the project we have for the last 3 years, the cultural dinners. So the first one was from Nepal, it's for Nepal. So basically it was a dinner for Nepal, showing off the culture, it had entertainment, it had great company there. And then we have the Philippines, also showing culture, dinner, everything that has to do with this culture is a very good to improve cultural awareness in general. And this year we have the third one. So it's called the Taste of India, and it's going to happen on April 12th.
Thank you so much, Danielo. Praveen, can you tell us, our viewers, a little bit more about this event, the Taste of India event?
Thank you. Danielo actually mentioned Taste of India. This is our annual fundraiser, and we are trying to basically have two objectives here. One, of course, raising fund for wonderful programs that we do in our community, and also representing the diverse community of the Surrey. Surrey has a strong diaspora population who have origin in India, and this program will reflect the Indian culture in a wholesome way. The entire India has very diversified food, dances, culture, and everything. This program is curated in a way that will reflect north, south, east, west, different parts of India. For example, the southern part of India has very different food, which is generally rice-based. The northern part of India has a lot of food, which is wheat-based. Eastern part of India eat a lot of seafood. The western part of India, Mumbai, which is obviously also famous for Bollywood films, has a lot of street food famous. So we will try to represent the entire country of India in terms of the cuisine. Also in terms of culture, different part of the India has different types of dances, songs. We will try to bring those. So you will be immersing in sounds and vibrations and sights of India. This 2-hour-long program from 6:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. on April 12th will take you back if you have been to India, or if you have not been, it'll give you the glimpses of what you will discover if you go to India. It will also reflect the technological sharing which actually is happening between India and Canada. There's a lot of research work which people may not be aware, between UBC and different universities in India, and other universities of Canada also participate. So we'll bring that aspect. Overall, this would be an event where you will feel very satisfied in terms of your taste buds. You will hear great music. You will see great dances. I invite everyone to be there. This Taste of India is more than just a dinner. I want to make sure the taste word is taken in a broader context. It's a celebration of culture, community, and giving back.
Thank you, Praveen. It really sounds very interesting, and I hope we'll all come there. And for our viewers, if you found this discussion valuable, if you found that we have found our purpose in giving back to the society, like and subscribe this channel for more such content. Till then, best of luck, keep innovating, keep growing. Bye.